As coronavirus case numbers climb, you may be wondering what happens if an employee at a restaurant tests positive for COVID-19. You may have seen some restaurants close to sanitize their building and monitor cases of their staff, but restaurants are actually not required to report those cases or close if an employee gets the virus. Even though they don't have to, the Madison County Health Department does recommend businesses contact them for help.
We recommend they do, just so we can provide some additional information or answer, any questions that they may have.
They also recommend restaurants follow CDC guidelines for cleaning and disinfecting their buildings.